MD Prepper here, doing a review of the Condor Claw Folding Shovel by Condor Tool and Knife out of El Salvador. First, let me say this isn't exactly a folding shovel, that's what it's called. This is more of a pick slash hoe multi-tool sort of item that I found to be quite useful this weekend. I picked this up back in the winter time from an order I had from Knife Center, about $22, very affordable overall, and had it in the garage and completely forgot about it until I was out gardening last weekend. And then I was trying to plant some stuff and realized I had a heck of a time on this hard ground with a shovel. And remembered I had this thing. So wait a minute, I think I got something better. Let's put this thing through its trials. Fantastic for pulling up ground in a hurry. Big deep hole, planting various plants and things. One good whack with this in the dirt and one good scrape, and I was ready to plant some smaller plants. I planted some blueberry bushes and some grapevines. 3 or 4 hits in the soil with this thing pulling up, and we were good to go. Had a pretty decent hole there, and fairly decent with scraping it back down. So $22, a must-have. Let me give you the stats on it. The head on this thing is huge, 12 inches overall by about 7 inches wide. Cupped in there to grab all sorts of dirt and move earth and such. Kind of like a bird's beak almost there on the angle of it. Quite wicked. Not sharpened at all, but doesn't need to be. Could be if you wanted to, but it did a heck of a job cutting through roots and such today without hardly any trouble. I may get another one and sharpen it up just to play around with. Also has the eye of the Condor like the rest of the Condor line. 4 big rivets to hold this thing on. Overall, it's 30 inches in overall length. 1045 high carbon steel. The handle here is ash with some polypropylene down here at the bottom. I didn't tend to use this a whole lot really. For my task, gripping up here was just fine and quick and easy. Does not have a lanyard hole through it. That could be useful, potentially upgrade. Does not come with a sheath or anything like that to store it or carry it, so that is a little bit of a hit against it. But this is a little too heavy to be backpacking out in the country with, I'd think. This is more around the house or at a permanent location sort of thing. I'd hate to drag this thing around. I really would. Weighs in at about 3.76 pounds, so a little over 3 3/4 pounds. That's kind of heavy to be traipsing around with, but I did find it to be quite useful for general in the yard work today. Really did appreciate this. Made the job a lot quicker. It's probably a third the speed, or third as time consuming as using my standard shovel, I thought, for my task today, for planting and all that. Obviously, if I need to build a trench or a fighting hole, this thing could do the job also. It's adjustable, of course, up here at top. I've not tightened it down. You can, quote, store it like this if you want to, though I don't think that saves you a whole lot of room overall, really, just for keeping out in the garden and all. This is probably the position that's going to be the most useful, as a pick or as a hoe to rake back earth. Technically, from the website, you can bend it back this way and use this as a shovel in a pinch. I don't know how good of a shovel that's going to be with that little area. It's okay in a pinch, I guess. That's okay, but again, I think this is primarily for chunking big holes in the earth. Fantastic. The attachment here to secure this thing is very similar to your standard entrenching tool. I'm not going to take it all the way there, but you know how that works, guys. Very sturdy, very well made tool. Like I say, kind of heavy, kind of big for a pack gear kind of item. But again, that's not what I'm going to use it for. This thing used to look a lot prettier. It's still got a bunch of mud and dirt and dust and grime on it from being used. So I tried to wipe a little bit of that off, but didn't succeed too well. But anyway, guys, for $22, if you've got any yard work to do around the house or out in the woods like I am, don't know what kind of soil you're going to be coming up against, don't know how big of a hole you're going to need to dig in a hurry, this thing's going to be great. If I need to plant some bamboo or some other stuff down by the river, which I intend to do at some point, I'm not going to need to carry a huge shovel around. And my entrenching tool is not going to do as good of a job as this for planting and other gardening type stuff. Like I say, the hoe capabilities of it, okay. Again, the pick here, the claw side is where this thing means business. You can also brain somebody with this quite well. Be a great defensive tool in a pinch. So, as an alternative to your entrenching tool, or just something else to add to your entrenching tool, I think this Condor Claw is fantastic. For 22 bucks, can't beat it. I'll probably pick up another one. MD Prepper out.